Hello. Good morrow. Good day. Good evening. Good. This is an unusual time for me to be in today. However, there are pressing energies that I would like to chat about. Where do I start? Okay, so Rachel, I need to reply to you. I'll write that down. Grand Rising, beautiful Rachel. Emma Hughes. Okay, so I'm going to come in with some energetic observations. Personally, for me right now, as I've gone through this level up and I've gone through this ascension process, as what usually happens, the universe is just throwing things at me to see how much I can handle and how much pressure I can take. And it's ease and grace, right? So that's my personal expression of what's happening right now. And that's all good, and I'm grateful for it all. However, as this ascension process is also taking place, we have a breaking down of a fourth dimensional reality. What does that mean? That means the shadow is clutching at straws. Conversations of the heart. Good morning, evening, probably afternoon in Australia. Mark, hello you. Emma, did I say hello to you? Kerry! So what I'm observing within not my reality, the external of my reality and the people around me and the world that is co-currently residing. Oh, look at the love in the chat this morning. I love that. Is there's a breaking down and a clearing up of the fourth dimensional space, and this is going to continue for the next 8 months. Okay, summer solstice 2023 is massive, and we have this massive and this is just my perception, take what you will, leave the rest. Okay, we have this timeline split occurring right now. Yay, Elaine. Hello, Yvette. Hi, Linda. Hello. There's this timeline split occurring. And we have this, the fourth dimension shadow, where all the not so great stuff is breaking down and about to be really cleared out. So the shadow is arising in a lot of people. And that the shadow is that side of you that is that voice that wants to pull you into anything of a negative persuasion. It could be addiction. It could be anger. It could be grief. It could be depression. It could be sorrow. It could be frustration. It could be guilt. It could be shame. All of these negative belief systems and feelings, the shadow is pulling a lot of people into this place because the shadow needs food. Just like we all do, we need energy to survive. The shadow is no different. But the energy that the shadow feeds on is a negative energy and a negative polarity. So the shadow is ramping up, particularly the fourth dimensional shadow in people who haven't done the work, who haven't got there because, and even more so in people that are aware. Okay, people that are aware and that are just about to break through that matrix, the shadow doesn't want them to break through. So the shadow is pulling them in to an old version of themselves, an addicting version of themselves, an addictive version of themselves, a depressed version of themselves, an angry version of themselves. And the shadow will sit and feed off this. Because I'll tell you what the shadow doesn't like. The shadow doesn't like joy. Ew. And the shadow doesn't like happiness. Ew. Abundance, oh, unless it's an abundance of negativity, the shadow does not want that. So people who are about to step on to the next level of their journey, the shadow has grabbed them like a friggin' bungee and is wicking them back. Come back here. These people are controlled by their shadow and they don't want to admit it and they don't want to look at it. But there's a choice and a split happening right now. What do you choose? Do you choose to be in control of your thoughts, your words, your actions? Do you choose gratitude? Do you choose abundance? Do you choose joy? Do you know what else the shadow loves to pick on? Because it's very easy to rile somebody up. Is pet hates. Think about it. A pet hate. Why do we say pet hate? What does pet mean? What does pet mean to you? Answers. Answers, please, beautiful people that are here live. What does pet mean to you? What does the word pet mean to you? Come on, pop them up. Pop them up later on. Pop them in the comments below. Think about it. What does the word pet mean to you? Because for me, pet is loving. You know, if we are to pet something, we are stroking it, we are loving it. Thank you, Mel. It's a term of endearment, right? A pet hate. Very interesting term. Is it the shadow's pet? Think about it. Is it the shadow's pet? Does the shadow love owning this? It could be the smallest things. Tell me, what's your pet hate? My pet hate, right? Pet to me means something enslaved that should be free. Ooh, that's interesting, Emma. I love that. Should be free. I love that, Emma. It's exactly what it should be. So I've got like little pet hates. Like if the toilet roll is empty, and there's a toilet roll that can be changed, change the toilet roll. Just pick it up while you're on the toilet. Take it off, put the toilet roll on. Right? Dishes like left in water overnight. Right? These pet hates can drive us crazy. Right? But think about it in relation to the shadow. This is something that your shadow can grab onto very, very, very easily. So say, for example, you are in a relationship, okay? And you are doing the work and you're loving life and you're living in your joy, and when these things come in, you can see what they are. But what perhaps if the person you're in a relationship hasn't been doing this? Or hasn't been fully committed to it? Whatever that is. If I've worked in my shadow doesn't run me anymore. Somebody else's shadow might want to come and try and pull me in so that they can loosh off me, feed off me. What does loosh mean? Loosh is the feeding of negative energy. It's what the other side do to create an energy that they can have a buffet on. Okay? So if the other side can't get to me direct, they're going to try and get me into that mode by the people that I love round about me. But what if I'm just ease and grace? What if I can see it? What if I can see it for what it is? What if I call it out? What happens then? What happens if I call it out? And I don't give that loosh because I don't create it. Because I'm not interested in creating that. I'm created in love and abundance and joy and happiness and all the good things in life. So what happens if The shadow in someone else is trying to loosh off me or create loosh off me. It's just gonna create more in the person because I'm not giving it back. Right? I'm not giving it back. So pet hates, what if they are just very easy things for our shadow to use against us? And if that is the case, then how do we combat that? How do we combat that? How do we combat that and turn it into a non-buffet and close the door? Gratitude, my beautiful brothers and sisters, my beautiful family that are listening to this right now, because it's happening around you, and I know it's happening around you because the divide is real. Okay. And even people who have gone through a waking up process in the past couple of years, the shadow is trying to pull them back like a bungee. And it's our job to call that out. So how do we combat this? How do we combat pet hates? First of all, we recognize them for what they are, so that when that comes up within us, we go, gratitude, gratitude, thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful and thankful that you haven't changed the toilet roll. I'm so grateful and thankful that I can see that that used to be a pet hate and that my shadow used to feed in that. And I'm just so grateful and thankful that it's not a pet hate anymore. And it's really no big deal for me just to change the toilet roll. It's no big deal. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Right now, that shadow, that fourth dimension, that negative polarity of service to self is rearing its head to try and pull people into a lower divided timeline. Is my observation. Take it or leave it. Do what you want with it, because you've got choice, right? And herein lies the beauty. We have choice. So we recognize that we have choice. We recognize that we have choice. We recognize that we can choose joy or we can choose frustration. Right? We recognize that we can choose anger or we can choose gratitude. We have choice. Everyone has it. That's freedom. It's freedom. And I believe in freedom and I believe in the right to choose. But I also have the right to call this out in my reality. I have the right to call this out. I have the right to say, your shadow is running you. You can have a look at that and you can let your shadow run you, and you can allow all this negative persuasion and these pet hates and all these things are these little thoughts in your head like, oh, she's done it again. She hasn't done this. Or, oh, he's done it again. He hasn't changed the toilet roll. And you can allow yourself for that frustration to build up, and you can choose. You can choose to feed that negative polarity, and you can choose to feed that shadow, and you can choose that timeline. You can choose that selfish timeline. You can choose that timeline of, I'm going to seek myself, everybody else. This is about me, but what about me? But what about me? Poor me. Poor me. I'm having to do everything. When in reality, nobody's doing everything. Even me, and I'm doing a lot. Ka-ching! I just laugh at myself. Anybody else laughing? Is it just me? Okay, it's okay. I'm good at laughing at me too. I'm good if nobody else finds me funny. I think I'm funny. So it's been very imperative that I come on here today and I talk about the observations that are happening within my reality. Because if they're happening in my reality, guess what? They're happening in your reality. And as soon as we can pinpoint these things and we stop it in its tracks. Because we go, I see you. I see you. I see what you're trying to do there. I see you're trying to pull me in to this negative polarity. I see you wanting me to fight. I see you. I see you wanting me to get upset. And I see you. And I see you trying to feed off me in all these ways. I see you. Guess what? I see you. And I have choice. Because I do see you. And I'm going to call it out. I'm going to call it out. If I see that happening in my reality and you're in my reality and you're one of these people, guess what? I'm going to call it out. And I want you to call me out. Because this is how we get through this. Call me out. Call me out. Let's have complete transparency here. Because it's how we get through this. If we allow this fourth dimension and this shadow and this negativity and this blame game, and that it's your fault, it's their fault, somebody else did this to me. Oh, poor me, I'm such a friggin' victim because I have to change a toilet roll. Where are we? Because I'm not a victim. I used to be a victim. I used to be a very good victim. Actually, I was very good at being a victim. Actually, I've always been very good at anything that I've actually really put my energy to. So I can say I was probably like one of the best victims this game has seen. I was very good at victimhood. So this isn't judgment. This is observation. Call it out in your reality. Call it out in yourself. Be aware of it. Where is this coming from? Why am I having these thoughts about this person and I'm going to send them negative energy? How about no? How about no? How about I don't accept that in my reality? And if that's what you want to choose, you choose that. You allow the shadow version of you to get angry over toilet roll or dishes or hoovering or all these little things that people sweat in life. And allow that shadow for you to focus on the most tiniest of pet hates. Because it's distracting you from what's really round about you, which is love. And which is choice. And which is abundance. And which is joy. And which is happiness. And which is anything that you want to manifest in your life. Because if your shadow can keep picking on your little pet hates, guess what? Guess what? If that creates within you frustration, anger, moodiness, turning to alcohol or drugs or friggin' eating loads of cake in my case, right? Guess what? Guess what you're bringing into your life? It wins. The shadow wins. So we have choice because we have free will. But you only have choice when you're aware. You only have choice when you are aware. So be aware, my beautiful family. Be aware of what is running you. Be aware of where your thoughts are coming from. Be aware of your pet hates. Be aware of the things that are very easy just to trigger you. Be aware of the thoughts that you're having about other people, about the words that you're saying, about what you believe your reality to be, about division, and why is there division being created within a place where there's just love? Shadow doesn't like love. The shadow's repelled by love. So the shadow's going to pull you away from love. And it will do it by manipulating people into creating something that isn't even there. So we have choice right now. We have choice to be aware or to be unaware. We have choice to be a beacon of truth and honesty and call these things out, or react or stay silent and allow it to continue. We have choice as to whether we are allowing ourselves to be taken into negativity by the smallest things in life, or we have the opportunity for gratitude for it all. Because gratitude will shift shadow like that. Gratitude will shift negativity like that. All you need to do is be grateful for it. And when you start being grateful, you realize there's much more to be grateful of than there is to be angry about, or to be hurt about, or to be guilty about, or to be shameful about, or to be frustrated about. There's so much more to be grateful. Because when we can truly be grateful for it all, you win. The game's over. The game's up. When you can live in gratitude, the game's up. So I'm grateful for it all. Grateful for toilet rolls. I'm grateful for empty toilet rolls. I'm grateful for toilet roll just to wipe my bum. Imagine we didn't have toilet roll. Imagine I didn't have another toilet roll to replace that toilet roll. So instead of being like, oh, toilet roll's not been changed again, and I like that conversation to go on in my head and go, I'm going to be grateful for the other roll of toilet roll that's there to wipe my arse, so I don't have to use my hand. There's gratitude there. If there are dishes left in the sink and they've been there overnight and it's, and I have to put my hand in it, and I'm like, I'm going to be grateful that I have dishes because I have food and I have an abundance of food, and I have dishes that I can place my abundance of food in so that I can eat and so that I can be healthy. I'm going to be grateful that I have clean water, and I'm going to be grateful that I have a sink that I can wash dishes in. That I don't have to go and walk 3 miles just to find clean water. There is always gratitude that you can find in any moment. There's always gratitude. So please, beautiful people, be aware of your reality. Be aware of what's feeding off you. Be aware of where your thoughts are coming from. Be aware of your pet hates. It's such an interesting concept, a pet hate. And that's what I loved. Why Emma said it's something that we have that should be free. Set them free by gratitude. Thank you, Emma. Emma's grateful that I don't have to wipe my arse with my hand. Thank you, Emma. Gratitude. Gratitude for it all. But also, how about we just don't allow this in our reality? How about we call it out with love? How about we call it out with love? Call me out. Call me out if you don't see it. Absolutely call me out. Do it, please. For everyone. If I'm going to call other people out, I want to be called out myself. But I want it done in love and respect. I'm here to learn and I'm here to grow. And I'm on my highest timeline possible. And I know there is this choice being made of what timeline you're on. But I also know the fourth dimension is getting its arse booted in the next 8 months. So choose an arse booting or choose a higher timeline. Choose gratitude. I love you. Thank you for listening. I hope these words reach the people that need to hear them. I love you. Have a day of heaven and earth. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for you all. I'm so grateful that I have a platform to be able to share this. I'm so grateful that I have a whole beautiful home to clean today and to organize. And I'm so grateful for my beautiful Patreon family that I'm going to be gathering with this afternoon, where we can talk about this more. I'm so grateful for it all. I'm grateful for it all. I'm grateful for my pet hates. I'm grateful for my triggers. I'm grateful for my learning lessons. I'm grateful that I can be my truth. I'm grateful that I can use my voice. I'm grateful for it all. It all, it all, it all. I love you. You are beautiful. Let's get the shadow called out, whether it's within you or whether it's in other people. It has no place here anymore. All I have room for is gratitude. I love you. Have a day of heaven and earth.